Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of some F1 2020 career mode with Red Bull. Today we're doing episode number 19 for the Dutch Grand Prix of Season 2. But yes, first of all, I want to say a quick thank you to all those who've subscribed recently. We're currently on to 192, so we're only 8 subscribers away from the target as it currently stands at the time of recording. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please do. It massively helps me out in sustaining the channel in the future. But yes, we're just looking at some upgrades. I'm surprised at these Sashi upgrades. We've been praising the Sashi upgrades in the department in literally every single interview, and yet they still cost quite a lot of resource points. Even these and that's just the minor ones. You can see the major ones are like 2,500 resource points. And yes, we've also got, obviously I haven't got much on the powertrain or the aero. The aero I'm not particularly want to do, but we're sort of limited because of that Spec 2 powertrain as well. If you've missed it, by the way, if you've missed any of the videos so far in this series, then there is a playlist somewhere on my YouTube channel. But all three of these parts are going to come in, I think. We've got parts coming in. Let me just scroll back over to the performance. No, we've got some. I think that might have been an engine upgrade from Honda actually. Oh, hang on, there's those three, and they've all come through. Just look at that. All of them done. It's cost an absolute arm and a leg to purchase though, I mean, but that's going to help us when we get to a place like Monaco. But yes, we don't have enough resource points. If this was F1 2019, we would have enough resource points to get another one in before the Grand Prix. But they cost, even the standard ones cost so much, and the morale's good, so they should be cheaper. Okay, I'm going to stop it now, and we're going to take a look and quickly look and see at the R&D. As Emma reminds us about the rival, I haven't selected a rival because they keep going on about Mercedes and Ferrari, which I don't think we're in a league with them really. Yes, you can see that we're upgrading there. We're going to try and fit in this. We're going to try and rush this tyre wear upgrade. It probably will fail, knowing the Sashi department, but there's a chance it could come in, so if it does, then that'll be good. We'll get all these minor tyre wear upgrades out of the way. Okay, he hasn't. So I'll go and repurchase that, and that'll come in for the Spanish Grand Prix, so at least then we won't have, well, tyres popping off. But at the same time, it would be nice to have it in for this Dutch Grand Prix. Have a bit more on the Sashi, really. We've got sort of the weight reduction is next as an ultimate, so I'm sort of going to repurchase these minor upgrades first, and then look on the major ones, and then we may look at that major aero one as well as something on the engine side. But obviously the Sashi is the thought. We do have the fastest car, but I don't think this is accurate performance graph. I know there is people, other YouTubers agree with me that the fact that the matter is it factors in durability, so, and there's also isn't realistic compared to what is on that graph compared to how the order of the timing is in qualifying. And obviously the race. So I do not believe we have the fastest car. I think that Mercedes are still out in front from Ferrari, and then I think we are very close to AlphaTauri. Obviously they have a faster engine than us, but there's not a lot we can do about that because obviously we've only got Spec 2 on our facilities. Potentially that's why Verstappen left for Haas. But anyway, I want to point out to you guys a little bug. I don't think this has been fixed in 1.07. This is 1.06 gameplay. Obviously 1.07 came out today, but I don't think this has been fixed. Basically, I'm trying to avoid the quali sim glitch, so obviously I have to drive on a cooldown back to the glitch. But obviously I don't want to overheat my tyres, so I'm driving slowly. Obviously the yellow flag comes on, and you can see that the drivers, the AI, just slow down, and then it goes green when we eventually hit a corner, and the AI just come whizzing past. So yes, it's definitely a glitch. You see there the Alfa Romeo, but it's not all the cars. You can see the Williams Latifi just decides to go, oh, well, I'm just going to brave it and go through anyway. So I don't get this game really. You should be able to drive normally on a cooldown map, or slowly on a cooldown map. Yeah, I'm having to slow down to let the Alfa Romeo by because he's causing it. And what is that? Is that Stroll? It is as well. And I haven't got penalty, nothing. So this is all the AI doing that. I think Stroll's actually lost his one on that because they only come out for one lap as well, which infuriates me. They don't do 2 time laps. And then just to add to the fun, look who we've got on the top in our pit garage. They've made it from downstairs. We've got Mr. Arav there on the right, and then if we look round to the left, you can see a certain Matty WTF1. Not 2 people. You don't really want to be putting tyre blankets on your tyres. But anyway, not dwelling on that too much. We're coming in. Obviously, it's clouded over, so that's going to help us a little bit with the tyre wear. So obviously track temperature, light sea softs, as we well know from last weekend's spectacular Grand Prix. Coming through this first sector, I quite like this sector. You can go around the outside higher on that banking. Obviously you don't want to be doing that in qualifying, but during the race you can. You'll see that a little bit later on. We're currently about a 10th up as we're going through this first sector. Make that a 10th and a half as we go through that corner. As I say, Zandvoort is a lovely track to drive. Unfortunately, only if it was actually a bit more realistic on the curves, then it would be one of the better tracks in this game. It's definitely better than Vietnam. So we lose a bit of time there on the small DRS straight as we go into this small section, and at the other side we're losing a bit more time. So we've lost time in sector 3 here. We're going to gain time out the penultimate corner around this banking. We're losing a little bit of time initially, but then we gain time. I haven't made any changes to the setup from my initial lap and see what it's at. It's only 9th place, so everybody improved. So if we had the fastest car, then, and you can see there, we don't have the fastest car clearly. Ferrari and Mercedes are close together. Even Racing Point are probably close to us, and maybe Renault as well, although Ocon has not qualified near us. But this clearly shows that the performance index is not realistic, because both myself and Albon are not where we should be. Now, I know there's obviously a little bit of driver stuff, but anyway, enough about that. Time for the race.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and Zandvoort, 25 miles away from Amsterdam, and the host for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. A lap of this short 2.6 mile Zandvoort circuit features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left. The main straight is 678 metres long and heads into turn 1, the Tarzan corner. With DRS down the main straight into the braking zone, that could be the best overtaking opportunity on the track. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion. And it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Sergio Perez, and Magnussen, Albon, Ricciardo, a Red Bull, and Lance Stroll, Sainz, Gasly, Max Verstappen, and Russell, Ocon, Giovinazzi, Lando Norris, and Daniel Kvyat, De Vries, and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Thank you, Jeff. I mean, unfortunately our race pace is a lot better. I'm happy with the setup this week as well around this track, so I'm happy with the setup, unlike I was at the two previous races. So yes, qualifying has been a bugbear of mine so far, but we can only move on, and getting a good start here is what we need. 5 lights and away we go. And using the overtake mode, it's a great start. We're going to get Albon and Ricciardo. Can we get Magnussen around the outside? I'm going to try and get this racing point. I think it's Perez, because Stroll had that, well, got blocked behind me as the Mercedes. We're trying to capitalise on the Merc and the Ferrari. We can get in front of one of them, then I think we can keep them behind us. But as our teammate now is trying to follow us through on Perez, there is a little bit of grass was taken there by the Mexican driver in the racing point, but Albon gets it underway and he pushes Perez out wide and eventually gains up into 6th place. So not a good start from the team as we try and have a look around the outside of Lewis Hamilton there. Nothing doing there. We got a little bit stuck on the curbing, but as our teammate now, of course, is at the better run for that section, he does have a look behind us, but obviously we're not at the level where we can be taking on the Mercedes and making that overtake just yet. As heartbreak for the home fans, it's Max Verstappen. He's out the Dutch Grand Prix in his Dutch Haas car, which of course brought out the safety car, which leaves just one of the Dutch Haas's remainder. Of course, this is only a lap of the time before we come in, so everybody and their dog will probably be coming in at the end of the lap. Mercedes already double stacking. Ferrari 2. Can we get ahead? Medium? No. No. We can't get out, and McLaren. Norris has blocked us now. And it's gridlock. You can see the Renault there as well is stuck there. Well, you won't have this in my team, because my team you're always at the end of the career pit lane, but in career mode it's just bad. There we go, McLaren finally gets released, but we've lost, or we were in P5, but we've lost 9 places in this. I think it was the Williams that blocked in there. They then blocked in the Haas, and then I think also the AlphaTauris as well. Our old team got themselves locked in as well. And as we make good start on the come on, Science, give me space, thank you very much. Good start on the restart for once. Obviously they are a little bit slow on this year's game, going up on the safety car restart. Can we get De Vries now in his the one remaining Dutch car? Yes, we can. Well, Dutch American. It's the Holland America line, that's what it is. If you don't know whether they are a cruise ship company with Dutch and American roots. But we're on the outside of De Vries, simple, nice overtake there, using that outside line on the banking. That seems to be a favourite line of mine, really, as we're now at the back of Lance Stroll, who really has a grind to grudge. You want to keep us behind us, but can we go down the inside, breaking into the section, and away we are, up another position. Up into the points as well. So we now chase after the Danny Kvyat. We haven't seen any of Danny Kvyat as well. Obviously we took his seat at AlphaTauri in Season 1. He's come into Williams in Season 2. As Ricciardo gets the better of him into Turn 1. Can we go around the outside into the section that we got? Stroll? Yes we can. Nice overtake. Sorry, De Vries, excuse me. Nice overtake. Have a look now at Ricciardo. He locks up into this section. They're going to be looking to do the same overtake on Ricciardo that we did on our thing, but we got stuck behind Ricciardo, and unlike the lower cars, we couldn't make that overtake stick round the outside, and really got frustrated because there's literally this entire section where we are faster than Ricciardo. We can't get past him, which is absolutely frustrating. And even into Turn 1 now, this is on the last lap, you can see we're having a look around the outside, but we don't have, the tyres are gone at this point. We don't have the competitive advantage to be able to make this stick around the outside. So obviously the performance index is a complete and utter rubbish. As we are probably a little bit faster than compared to Renault, but we don't have that performance advantage over Renault, and it's a really frustrating day. We could have had P5, our best result, but it's only P9. 2 points. Disappointing. Very disappointing. Very concerning as well. The fact that we got stuck behind there. George Russell, driver of the day, he was up on a podium. He was on for a podium at one point, but fell down to P5, who stepped down side Perez. Our teammate only finished in P15, Leclerc P14, so the gridlock in the pit lane affected this race. Obviously Vettel and Bottas were pretty much away, they had much of the advantage. Hamilton as well was pretty much unaffected then, and he came able to come out. But in terms of standings, we've been dropped behind George Russell, who claims his first point of the season for Alfa Romeo, only 10th place. Our teammate has dropped to 6th after not scoring. It's not a very good day, and we've gone behind AlphaTauri again. This isn't good for Red Bull. This is not where we want to be. We want to be challenged like Mercedes and Ferrari. We do not want to be languishing down in the midfield.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
It wasn't a good day, Claire.
Who would you say is your biggest rival at the moment?
Well, we're not going to be able to beat any of them, so no comment. Simple as that. We cannot beat the Ferrari. We cannot beat the Mercedes either.
Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash?
What crash? Oh, I don't know what you're on about. Usual performance on Claire there. She's back to her old self, asking ridiculous questions there. Yes, we've got enough resource points now to have a look. We got that tyre wear upgrade, and then we'll probably go for, unfortunately all the upgrades were really expensive, otherwise we'd be able to fit in 2 of these upgrades. Probably go for another tyre wear upgrade, the one here, and then the engine cover weight redistribution, the tyre blankets, and the weight distribution upgrade, and that will leave us with 2 minor ones. Probably have to do them in installments, and probably not get them done in the next race because there's only a week to go, so they probably won't come in for the Spanish Grand Prix, but then they'll be in for, might be in for the Monaco Grand Prix, which would be good because obviously we're going to need it around there. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you need to see more episodes, the F1 2020 career mode, when they come out. Next week is going to be the next episode, unfortunately, due to the heat, the hot weather. I could only got time to record 1 episode this week, unfortunately. But until the next VR6 time, take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.